So starting off with advanced selection tools, what we're going to do is jump into a large assembly, basically this sorting facility layout. And when we're working with a large top-level assembly like this, and we're trying to get an overall picture of the assembly, a lot of times we want to simplify the configuration of this assembly so that we're not trying to load components into memory or tax our resources for things that we're not actually looking at. And typically this is going to be items like hardware components or very small items that when we're zoomed all the way out we really can't see. And so it's nice to be able to hide those items, with relative ease. Now you could go through your assembly tree and you could find those components and manually hide them. Maybe you've got them grouped into folders like I've got here with a fasteners folder. But even if you do have a pretty organized assembly tree, there's going to be a better way to go in and select components with kind of some automated tools. So if I right click in my graphics area and I look at this top toolbar here, you'll see the mouse cursor with a drop down. These are all of your selection tools. And there's some default ones in here that are pretty good. One that I use a lot is the select toolbox option. This will actually go in and select every component that was inserted from the SOLIDWORKS toolbox. But if we've got components that we've received from vendors or suppliers, or maybe they're just common off-the-shelf parts that we kind of manufacture in-house, we might want to add some additional functionality for selecting these items. And that's where we get into the advanced select option. So in this particular assembly, what I want to do is I want to select all of my toolbox components, but then I know that this assembly also has a large number of bearings and rollers for that assembly line, and I want to be able to select all of those bearings along with my toolbox components, even though the bearings weren't made from the SOLIDWORKS toolbox. So with this advanced component selection tool, what we get are some kind of logic strings that we can write out. And so this very first one, I'm going to go into the category 1 cell, and I'm going to try and select a component based on its file type. So we're going to select file type for category 1. Under condition, we're going to say that the file type is equal to, and then under the value column, we're going to use the drop down to select toolbox part. And so line 1 will now select every toolbox part in our assembly. But I also need to select those SKF bearings as well. Once we add a second line to our logic here, you'll see that it has an and or condition. So what I'm trying to do here is select any component that is a toolbox component or select any component that is an SKF bearing. And the way that I'm going to select these bearings is under category 1, I'm going to filter based on custom property. Under category 2, I'm going to specify what custom property I want to filter based on, and in this case it's going to be vendor. The condition is going to be equal to, and the value I'm just going to type in, and that will be SKF. So I just happen to know that all of my SKF components in this assembly have a custom property called vendor with a value called SKF. So when I hit apply, this tool will go and select every single toolbox part, and it will select every single SKF component in my assembly. And you can see that it's got a bunch of items highlighted here in my assembly tree now. What I would typically do is go ahead and hide or suppress these to kind of simplify my top-level assembly. But before I do that, what I would encourage you guys to do is right-click on one of those components. And in the right-click menu, go down to the Save Selection option and choose to create a new selection set. Now, selection sets are really, really handy in assemblies because oftentimes you're going to have to go in and select kind of a grouping of components. And rather than have to manually select those every time, what you can do is you can group them into a selection set. That selection set will appear in a folder at the top of your tree. So you can see this one that I just created. And it shows that there are 3,864 components in that selection set. And so I don't care how efficient your tree is organized, there's no way you could have manually selected all of those from different sub-assemblies if you didn't use the advanced selection tools. I mean, you could have selected them, but it wouldn't have been near as efficient. So now, anytime you want to go in and select all of those items, all you have to do is go up here to that selection set. You can right-click on it, and you've got the ability to go in and quickly select all of those items, and then either hide them or show them. So keep that in mind. There's a lot that you can do with that advanced selection tool. You can build out all sorts of logic and functionality to really efficiently select a large number of components throughout your top-level assemblies.